Indigenous. Long before European arrival, Brazil's native peoples built shelters suited to tropical climates and local materials. Many groups used wooden frames wrapped in palm leaves or thatch to create large communal huts, called ocas or malocas. Others wove walls from vines or canes and plastered them with clay for insulation. These structures used minimal resources, stayed cool, and reflected a deep understanding of the environment. Portuguese Colonial. After the 1500s, Portuguese settlers introduced masonry houses with clay tile roofs, thick whitewashed walls, and timber shutters. Often arranged around inner courtyards, they showed influences from Portuguese manor houses adapted for Brazil's hotter climate. In cities like Salvador, Olinda, and Ouro Preto, you can still see sobrados, which are two-story colonial townhouses with wrought iron balconies that defined early urban life. Baroque Colonial. During the 17th and 18th centuries, sugar and gold booms financed more ornate architecture. You might see carved stone portals, decorative plasterwork, and azulejo tiles on prominent homes. The Baroque flourishes were mostly found in wealthier areas, but many rural or smaller townhouses stayed simpler. This era blended Portuguese Baroque detailing with Brazilian crafts and materials, leaving behind the richly adorned churches and mansions that mark Brazil's colonial heritage. Casa Bandeirista. Particularly in the hinterlands of São Paulo, the Casa Bandeirista style emerged between the 16th and 19th centuries. These rural homesteads were built by early explorers and fortune seekers known as bandeirantes. Made with thick rammed earth or wattle and daub walls, they featured pitched tile roofs and broad porches. Though rustic in appearance, Casa Bandeirista homes had a distinctive layout and went on to influence rural architecture throughout the region. Imperial Neoclassical. When the Portuguese royal family relocated to Rio de Janeiro in the early 1800s, European tastes shifted toward neoclassicism. Urban mansions and townhouses sported symmetrical facades, columned entrances, and large windows capped with classical pediments. This style marked a step toward more formal, ornamented street fronts. Wealthy districts in Rio and other capitals adopted these refined proportions, especially as Brazil transitioned from colony to empire. Eclectic. By the late 19th to early 20th century, Brazilian cities absorbed multiple European influences, French, Italian, Moorish, resulting in an eclectic mix. Facades might feature arched windows paired with columns, ornamental plaster, and bright color schemes. Iron balconies and imported tiles added flair. This freedom to pick and choose elements from various styles coincided with Brazil's economic expansion during the coffee and rubber booms. Neocolonial. In the 1920s and 1930s, a nationalist movement encouraged looking back at colonial-era designs for inspiration. Architects combined features like white walls, terracotta roofs, and wooden shutters with modern layouts. This neocolonial style was especially popular for suburban villas and public buildings, as it evoked a romanticized image of Brazil's Portuguese past. Art Nouveau and Art Deco. While not as widespread as in Europe or North America, Art Nouveau and Art Deco left their mark in cities like Rio, São Paulo, and Belém. Art Nouveau houses showed curving lines, floral motifs, and ornamental ironwork. Later, Art Deco introduced geometric patterns, vertical emphasis, and stylized reliefs. Though these trends appeared more in public or commercial buildings, some residential designs featured sleek deco elements in their facades or interior details. Modern movement. Brazil rose to prominence in mid-20th century modernism, led by architects like Oscar Niemeyer and Lúcio Costa. Houses adopted clean lines, open floor plans, and minimal ornament. Concrete and glass took center stage, and columns lifted structures off the ground to improve ventilation. This forward-thinking approach influenced everything from luxury villas to government housing projects, making modernism a defining chapter in Brazilian design. Brutalist. Some architects pushed modernist ideas even further with exposed concrete and dramatic sculptural forms. Large spans, angular walls, and fortress-like exteriors characterized brutalist residences. Although less common for single-family homes than institutional buildings, brutalism still found a niche in experimental projects, creating stark contrasts with traditional Brazilian dwellings. Tropical modern. Adapting modernist principles to Brazil's climate, tropical modern houses used wide eaves, breezeways, and shading devices to stay cool. Architects emphasized natural ventilation, local woods, and garden integration. Interiors opened seamlessly onto courtyards or pools, blurring indoor-outdoor boundaries. This style remains influential for comfortable, climate-conscious design, blending modern lines with lush surroundings. Fazenda. In rural areas, large plantation-style houses, or fazendas, grew out of colonial-era estates. Built near sugarcane or coffee plantations, they combined robust masonry walls, high ceilings, and wide verandas to protect against heat. Interiors often centered around a large living hall, and separate service wings housed kitchens or staff quarters. Though many fazendas date back centuries, their layout and style continue to influence modern country homes. Favelas. With rapid urbanization, informal settlements called favelas arose on hillsides and city fringes. Self-built homes made use of whatever materials residents could find, from scrap wood to recycled brick. Over time, many dwellings were upgraded with concrete and improved services. These areas represent resilience and community solidarity, though they often lack the formal planning seen in affluent neighborhoods. Postmodern. From the late 20th century onward, postmodern houses in Brazil embraced playfulness, color, and historical references. You might see curved walls, decorative columns, or whimsical roof shapes that break away from strict modernist geometry. This approach offered creative freedom for architects and homeowners, marking a departure from minimalism toward more eclectic expressions. Contemporary sustainable. Today, many Brazilian architects focus on energy efficiency, local materials, and bioclimatic strategies. Large glass walls harness natural light, while shaded outdoor areas and cross-ventilation reduce reliance on air conditioning. Green roofs, solar panels, and recycled materials are increasingly common. Contemporary homes may look minimalist or sculptural, yet they align with modern environmental standards, reflecting Brazil's ongoing innovation in eco-friendly design. I'm not an expert in Brazilian architecture, just someone curious and trying to learn. So if I missed any styles or got something wrong, feel free to let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow.